Hello, guys. Welcome back to another episode. Today we are going over the Cambodia Iceberg. Let's dive in. Angkor Wat. Angkor Wat is a Vishal temple complex in Cambodia and one of the largest religious monuments in the world. It was built in the early 12th century under King Suryavarman II as a Hindu temple dedicated to Vishnu, later becoming a Buddhist site. Known for its grand architecture, intricate carvings, and iconic towers, it represents the height of Khmer civilization. Angkor Wat is also a UNESCO World Heritage Site and a major symbol of Cambodia, even appearing on its national flag. Khmer Rouge. The Khmer Rouge was a radical communist movement that ruled Cambodia from 1975 to 1979. Led by Pol Pot, the regime aimed to create an agrarian society by forcing people out of cities and abolishing money, education, and religion. This led to mass suffering, executions, forced labor, and famine, resulting in the deaths of around 1.5 to 2 million people. The period is known as the Cambodian Genocide. Norodom Sihanouk. Norodom Sihanouk was a central figure in Cambodian politics for much of the 20th century. He served as king, prime minister, and later again as king, playing multiple roles during periods of independence, conflict, and Cold War tensions. Sihanouk led Cambodia to independence from France in 1953 and tried to maintain neutrality during regional conflicts. His rule was interrupted by a coup in 1970, and he later had a complex relationship with the Khmer Rouge. Mekong River. Mekong River is one of the longest and most important rivers in Asia, stretching about 4,350 kilometers. It flows from the Tibetan Plateau through several countries, including China, Myanmar, Laos, Thailand, Cambodia, and Vietnam. The river is a vital source of water, food, and transportation for millions of people. It supports one of the world's most diverse freshwater ecosystems and major fishing industries. Khmer Empire. The Khmer Empire was a powerful civilization that dominated much of mainland Southeast Asia from the 9th to the 15th century. Centered in what is now Cambodia, it controlled large parts of present-day Thailand, Laos, and Vietnam. The empire is best known for its advanced engineering, vast irrigation systems, and monumental architecture, especially Angkor Wat and other temples in the Angkor region. It flourished under strong rulers like Jayavarman VII. Cambodian Genocide. The Cambodian Genocide was a period of mass death and suffering in Cambodia under the rule of the Khmer Rouge. Led by Pol Pot, the regime tried to create a radical agrarian society by forcing people out of cities and abolishing institutions like schools, religion, and money. Millions were subjected to forced labor, starvation, and executions, with an estimated 1.5 to 2 million deaths. The genocide ended when Vietnam invaded Cambodia in 1979 and removed the Khmer Rouge from power. Apsara dance. Apsara dance is a classical dance form from Cambodia that is inspired by ancient Hindu and Buddhist mythology. It is based on the graceful movements of celestial beings called apsaras, often depicted in carvings at Angkor Wat. The dance is known for its slow, elegant gestures, detailed hand movements, and elaborate traditional costumes. Historically performed in royal courts, it nearly disappeared during the period of the Cambodian Genocide, but was later revived. Tonle Sap. Tonle Sap is the largest freshwater lake in Southeast Asia, located in Cambodia. It is connected to the Mekong River by the Tonle Sap River, which causes the lake to dramatically expand and shrink with the seasons. During the rainy season, the lake can grow several times its dry season size due to reversed river flow. It is one of the most productive inland fisheries in the world and supports millions of people. Jayavarman VII. Jayavarman VII was one of the most powerful rulers of the Khmer Empire, reigning in the late 12th and early 13th centuries. He is best known for expanding the empire to its greatest territorial extent and for his major building projects across Cambodia. His reign saw the construction of major monuments and cities, including the Bayon Temple in Angkor Thom, famous for its carved stone faces. He also promoted Mahayana Buddhism and public works, such as hospitals and roads. The French Indochina. The French Indochina was a group of French colonial territories in Southeast Asia that existed from the late 19th century to 1954. It included present-day Vietnam, Laos, and Cambodia. France controlled the region through military conquest and treaties, integrating it into its global colonial empire. The colonial system focused on resource extraction, infrastructure development, and political control, but also faced resistance movements and uprisings. Pol Pot. Pol Pot was the leader of the Khmer Rouge, which ruled Cambodia from 1975 to 1979. His government attempted to radically transform society into an agrarian communist system by forcing people out of cities, abolishing money, and eliminating private property. Under his rule, mass executions, forced labor, and famine led to the deaths of around 1.5 to 2 million people. This period is known as the Cambodian Genocide. Killing fields. The killing fields refer to the many sites across Cambodia where mass executions and burials took place during the rule of the Khmer Rouge from 1975 to 1979. These sites were part of the wider violence of the Cambodian Genocide, where prisoners, intellectuals, and civilians were executed or died from forced labor and starvation. One of the most well-known sites is Choeung Ek near Phnom Penh, now a memorial and museum. Angkor Thom. Angkor Thom was the last and most enduring capital city of the Khmer Empire, located in the present-day Cambodia. It was established in the late 12th century by King Jayavarman VII after a period of war and instability. The city is famous for its massive stone gates and the Bayon Temple, which features large carved faces. Angkor Thom was designed as a fortified city with walls, moats, and carefully planned urban structures. Bayon Temple. Bayon Temple is a famous Buddhist temple located in the center of Angkor Thom in Cambodia. It was built in the late 12th century during the reign of Jayavarman VII. The temple is best known for its massive stone towers, carved with many serene, smiling faces, believed to represent either Bodhisattva, Avalokiteshvara, or the king himself. Its walls also contain detailed bas-reliefs depicting historical events, daily life, and battles. Funan Kingdom. The Funan Kingdom is most likely referring to the Funan Kingdom, one of the earliest known states in Southeast Asia. It existed roughly from the 1st to 6th century CE in areas that are now southern Cambodia and the Mekong Delta in modern Vietnam. Funan was an important trading center influenced by Indian culture, religion, and political ideas, especially Hinduism and Buddhism. It played a key role in early regional trade networks, connecting China, India, and Southeast Asia. Civil War. The Cambodian Civil War was a conflict in Cambodia between government forces and the communist Khmer Rouge. It began in the context of regional instability during the Vietnam War, with heavy involvement and spillover from neighboring conflicts. The war led to widespread destruction, displacement of civilians, and weakening of the Cambodian state. In 1975, the Khmer Rouge captured Phnom Penh and took control of the country. Chenla Kingdom. The Chenla Kingdom was an early Khmer polity that existed roughly from the 6th to 9th centuries CE in what is now Cambodia and parts of surrounding regions. It emerged after the decline of the Funan Kingdom and is often seen as a transitional phase, leading to the formation of the Khmer Empire. Chenla is generally divided into land Chenla and water Chenla, reflecting different political and geographic centers of power. Much of what is known about it comes from Chinese historical records, as local written sources are limited. French colonization. The French protectorate of Cambodia was the period when Cambodia was under French colonial influence as part of French Indochina. It began in 1863 when King Norodom signed a treaty with France to protect Cambodia from regional threats, though it gradually became a form of colonial control. During this period, France influenced administration, infrastructure, education, and trade while maintaining the Cambodian monarchy as a symbolic institution. The capital and major cities saw modernization projects, but also economic exploitation and limited political autonomy. The protectorate ended in 1953 when Cambodia gained independence under King Norodom Sihanouk. U.S. bombing. The U.S. bombing of Cambodia was a series of covert and later openly acknowledged air raids carried out by the United States during the Vietnam War. The bombings targeted suspected North Vietnamese and Viet Cong bases inside Cambodia. They began secretly in 1969 and later expanded, causing significant destruction and civilian displacement. The campaign destabilized parts of Cambodia and contributed to political chaos that preceded the rise of the Khmer Rouge, Khmer Isak. The Khmer Isak was a loosely organized nationalist and anti-colonial resistance movement in Cambodia during the French colonial period. It emerged in the 1940s, opposing French rule under the French protectorate of Cambodia. The group was made up of different factions, including nationalists, bandits, and leftist elements, which made it politically diverse and not fully unified. Some members later joined other political movements, including communist groups that became part of the Khmer Rouge. Lon Nol was a Cambodian military leader and politician who played a major role in the country's politics during the Vietnam War era. In 1970, he led a coup that removed King Norodom Sihanouk and established the Khmer Republic. His government was strongly anti-communist and allied with the United States during the Vietnam War. However, his regime faced intense pressure from the Khmer Rouge and suffered from internal instability and corruption. Kampuchea. Kampuchea is the name used for Cambodia during different periods of its modern history, most notably under the Khmer Rouge regime and its aftermath. From 1975 to 1979, the country was officially called Democratic Kampuchea under the rule of the Khmer Rouge led by Pol Pot. After the fall of the Khmer Rouge, it was renamed the People's Republic of Kampuchea under a Vietnam-backed government. The name Kampuchea comes from the Sanskrit word Kambuja, an ancient reference to the region linked to the Khmer Empire. Thai border. The Thailand-Cambodia border is the boundary separating Thailand and Cambodia. It runs for several hundred kilometers and passes through forests, mountains, and rural areas. One of its most disputed sections is around the Preah Vihear area, where ownership of the temple has been a long-standing legal and diplomatic issue. The border has seen occasional tensions and military standoffs, particularly in the late 2000s and early 2010s. And that was the end of Cambodia. Thanks watching, and bye.